Monster Hunter Wilds has not even been out a full 24 hours yet, and it is already doing insane numbers on Steam. It's already breaking records. Everybody seems to be talking about it, and it looks like we've got a massive success on our hands. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I love it when games succeed. I know I criticize a lot of games on this channel, but that's why I also stream them 20 plus hours a week because I love video games. I would love for every single video game to be a success, even games that I don't like Veilguard and Avowed. I wish everybody could just enjoy the types of games that they want, but we are seeing an overabundance of those types of games, which is why they have to be heavily criticized, especially when developers on those projects end up being absolutely disrespectful to gamers and act like this is the way that they're going to dominate the industry and then they're going to force out really good products. But Monster Hunter Wilds is a game that I think most people have been excited for. It's a game I'm super excited to play, and I very rarely play betas because I like going into the full release with like my first impressions, a blind playthrough, but I played the beta for this and I freaking loved it. And I think full release is going to be fantastic for me. I am going to be streaming it over the weekend and, of course, streaming a full playthrough, but so far it is already dominating the Steam charts. So it already is the #4 most played single player game on the platform for all-time peak, which is just insane. Again, less than 24 hours after release, and it is already doing crazy. So here is a Push Square article. It says Monster Hunter Wilds eclipses all expectations on launch day. So as of now, the game has the 6th ever highest concurrent players peak on Steam, but it doesn't need many more to topple Lost Ark in 5th. Yes, it is going to topple Lost Ark clearly. Despite the huge player counts, the game's getting pulverized in user ratings for its poor performance on PC. I would consider pulverized being like an overwhelmingly negative. That's not the case. It isn't doing the best. As you can see, it is sitting at a mixed, and when I looked through some of these ratings, obviously there's too many to look at all of them, most of the people who are rating it negatively are just saying they need to fix the performance, it's not doing that good. So it's not necessarily the content that is the problem in what is being criticized, it is the quality, which is just so sad to see because this game's already dominating, it's already doing fantastic, and I'm sure in a few weeks, once this game has been patched, it's going to do even better. There are going to be even more people who might actually leave these positive reviews because I know a lot of people initially don't leave reviews because they want to wait for the developers to actually put more time and effort into it. But we are not beta testers. I have to say this all the time, even for a game like this that I'm super hyped for. It's doing amazing on Steam right now when it comes to player numbers. Everybody's hyped for it. It is not okay to treat gamers like beta testers. I deserve a discount if I am going to beta test, and you should not be releasing half-assed products. You should not be releasing products that are not properly optimized, and it seems that that is exactly what they did here. This is just what Capcom does. They do really suck. I do think that this game is still going to be really fun, but I do think that if you have a lower end PC, you should not even try to buy this on PC at this point in time, just because it's going to be unplayable for a lot of people. I had played the beta on PC. I didn't have any problems, but I do have a higher end PC, so I never really do with new modern games, though it is just unacceptable that, again, this is the way that games are launching. This game is everything wrong with PC optimization in 2025. This game is absolutely amazing, but has the worst optimization I've ever seen. See, this is what is so sad is it's going to do good. I'm sure that the reviews are going to go up and it's going to end up being a positive. I don't think it'll hit an overwhelmingly positive. When a good game comes out, we want to be able to praise it, but then you have technical difficulties like this that end up getting it roasted. If companies just put the time and effort into properly optimizing and not releasing something in a half-assed state, they would be doing significantly better. I understand that new games are becoming more demanding and people are expected to upgrade, but this is just absurd. I'm aware that this isn't the first instance of new games having poor performance on launch because the same thing happened with World, but it feels inexcusable at this point. Okay, I'll say this, Capcom, I love your games. I even love this game so far. It has a lot of incredible stuff in it. I can see why people are going to give it an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, and even a 10 out of 10. I'm able to play it at a comfortable, stable frame rate with good visuals because thankfully I'm blessed with quite a decent setup. But what is with the lack of optimization and you trying to force frame gen on us? Here's another saying, Capcom, please auto-collect the bug reports that you spent over 5 minutes generating. I beg of thee, manually emailing off bug reports is ancient tech. How does a game manage to run perfectly fine in the open beta and receive an excellent rating score in the benchmark, but the actual product that costs actual money runs like absolute sludge? I hope that they do fix it, because I think that this is going to be a Game of the Year contender for sure, but games should not release in this terrible state, and it is very sad to see, especially if you were really excited to sit down and play it over the weekend. But as you can see, there are a lot of people criticizing it right now. I think that they probably will make a statement, though it is still really good to see that the content itself is being praised and that people actually like what the game has to offer when it at least works. As it says, though, within hours of releasing, the latest in Capcom's uber popular property attracted almost 1 million concurrent players on Steam, and that was only a couple of hours after release. Now it is sitting at 1,037,954, and the 24-hour peak a few hours ago was 1,307,976. So I think Saturday or Sunday it's going to be at 2 million. I do not think that it is going to get up to Black Myth Wukong's numbers. The all-time peak for that game was 2.4 million, and then Pal World was 2.1 million, but I do most certainly think it's going to surpass Lost Ark, which is 1.325. So I think that it is going to stay at a solid number 3, potentially overtake Pal World. I don't see it overtaking Wukong though, and Capcom has always said that Monster Hunter has done better on console. So one would assume that the console numbers are also doing absolutely fantastic. We don't know for certain. We don't have any updates on that. I'm sure that in a couple of days, because this is already such a smashing success on this one platform, they'll probably say, oh, we've already had like 10 million players in game, or whatever the number is that they announce, but I'm sure that they are going to actually try to provide us with a little bit of transparency, given they have a very good reason to brag. Again, I'm just hoping that over the weekend they will issue some statements, they will clarify when there are going to be new patches released, and I do hope that everybody will be able to enjoy this game on the platform of their choice. It is really sad that it has launched in a pretty broken state, but there are clearly a lot of players who are barreling forward with their plans to give it a go, and I do think that this game is going to be just an overall success for Capcom, but it does go to show that even when a company knows that their game is going to be super successful, they won't put in as much time and as much effort as they should, because this shouldn't be launching in a really poorly optimized state. But I'll be keeping my eye on this over the weekend. So far, the player numbers are really fantastic. There are some criticisms being levied towards the performance. Hopefully they will fix that in time, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.